All right, you guys, we're back. It's your boy Q, and up next we have DJ Akademiks flames Rory and Mal for making complex hip hop media personalities list. With Ak obviously getting the top spot, bumping up one spot, obviously from number two of last year. And I want to say Rory and Mal got around 13. These two are former Joe Budden podcast co-hosts, and they had a very ceremoniously reported on split, obviously over business and stuff like that. They figured that they would own a piece of the company, and they found out they were just contractors. Enough dilly-dallying. Again, the video is entitled DJ Akademiks flames Rory and Mal for making complex hip-hop media personalities list.
The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy? Well, this is a little bit awkward. 2 days ago, Complex put out their top 25 hip-hop media personalities list. Now, if you have not seen it, please make sure you go to Complex's website.
I know a lot of people are kind of bagging on Kai for being given the number 3 ranking, but if you really look at the last year, the dude not only has blown up, and obviously he's a superstar on the internet, period, but he's really done a lot in hip-hop. He had the whole Nicki Minaj stream, the Offset stream. I know Kevin Hart isn't hip-hop, but I guess he's hip-hop adjacent. But yeah, he's definitely been moving. So I honestly, you can justify Kai being like number 3.
To go into run through the list. They pretty much reshuffled last year's list and also added in people that had moments during Kendrick and Drake's beef. If you guys go look at that Complex list, you can definitely tell they just put that together quickly. Outside of probably the top 5, none of the other ones really made any sense. Now, obviously, it's Complex and they're doing these lists to go viral so people can talk about them, and that way they...
If you snub people or you put people in like a ranking that like the public probably wouldn't agree on, you're gonna get a ton of engagement, and that's honestly what they're looking for.
They can continue to make lists every single year. These lists are made to outrage people. They're made to get people talking. Unfortunately for Complex, this year the list did not go viral. Now, shout out to Rory and Mal. They made the list. They were number 13. This was actually their first year making the list. I thought they should have made it last year. They had some great moments during the Drake and Kendrick beef. A couple of their videos went viral. And
yeah, a bunch of super glazing moments.
Also helps when the person directly involved in the beef.
But you know what? Yeah, some of those moments are just as entertaining as some of the music. Like hearing Mal's voice like crackle and just like cry over this like parasocial relationship he has with Drake. It was hilarious. Definitely top notch, as well as the whole act like delusion as well.
Is texting you every single day. For some people, it was hard to listen to Mal be biased against Kendrick Lamar. Mal was constantly championing Drake during the whole beef. He refused to be objective because he was cool with Drake. Obviously, if you're in media, this is a no-no, but this was actually a very good calculated risk by Mal. He went so hard for Drake every single time he dropped a record, so much so that he was getting posted every single day. Granted, most people were clowning him, but if you're in media...
No, it's almost like no news is bad news, you know? Like if they're not talking about you is when you should be worried. All the comments could be negative, but just that engagement alone is pushing these like clips to go viral. And that's honestly the end game for him and for Rory, obviously. The podcast kind of after the whole Joe Budden split, a lot of people did like gravitate towards it in the beginning to see what they talk about, to see how they would like pivot and stuff like that, but it's kind of died down. So I know he's gotten a lot of heat for being like an OVO glazer, but it has put the podcast like it has risen the stock of the podcast. People are talking about it.
This is what you want. You want to be seen whether positive or negative. Yeah. Now, ironically enough, Akademiks and Mal were both on the same page during the Kendrick and Drake beef. Despite their hate for each other, both guys were getting fed the same information every single day by Drake. Mal has been cool with Drake for about 15 years now. Akademiks and Drake speak quite often, so it's actually pretty surprising to me why Drake has not tried to squash their beef. But today on the stream...
It's because I don't even think Drake really cares about him like that. They're just pawns in a bigger game.
Akademiks had to give them props for making the list, or at least he tried to. Here's Akademiks' reaction to it.
Rory and Mal. I mean, I should let that beef go. Nah, I can't let it go. I can't let it go. All right, Rory and Mal. They're ranked 13. And I'm going to be honest with you. This right here is definitely a OVO stimulus package. And
yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna be honest, like, to keep it real, these two niggas I told y'all most famously, I put these niggas in a bunk bed casket, and I believe that. And I still do. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Fatality.
And let me be very fair and just blunt about this shit we do in terms of hip hop commentary and whatever. You know, I never like these niggas, especially when they start having such adverse opinions about me. It's because they were niggas that lacked an opinion. They were niggas who lacked passion.
They were the B and C mics, you know? They basically just bounce off of Joe being the A mic. They had their cool little takes every once in a while, but like, it seems like they're doing all right, you know? But it did, for a while, their podcast was slipping.
So anytime I had an opinion, they were judgmental. Because these were, well, I could see it this way and I could see it that way. Listen, this is media personality land. Pick a side, have an opinion. We don't need the nigga to be like, oh, well, it's half full, half empty type of niggas. So when they were talking,
he's saying right there that obviously like pick a side and stick with it. But that's not what like the media and news was, you know. It's obviously morphed because of ratings and stuff like that. You can galvanize a lot of people and build like these huge tribes that will like buy your merch and buy your stuff and just support you like a fanatic if you lean really hard. But like, I feel like there definitely is a lane for like the unbiased critiques, the unbiased news. If everyone is like battling through all the delusion and just making it seem like it doesn't really matter, that's when people's credibility gets lost, you know? I feel like objectivity should definitely still have a space in like in journalism and in media, you know? Leaning in this direction, I know for him and for like Rory and Mal obviously as well, kind of had a lot more people like clicking on their stuff because they're expecting these outlandish takes. Whether they're right or wrong, people are clicking on them and that's what they're looking for. So I feel like they're both two sides of the same coin. They're kind of doing the same thing. So it's like the pot calling the kettle black.
okay, I had to get them the fuck out of here quickly. What I've realized is that this Drake and Kendrick battle, especially, which by the way, I ain't gonna lie, this detergent hiding motherfucker, Mal.
Detergent hiding. Oh yeah.
A fire lit under him. I think it's probably because Drake was hitting him, like, yo, whatever. But like, it's the first time I seen them passionate, and
it's like a side chick that's mad because like the dude that she messing with got another side chick, you know, like it's like a jealousy, like when Ak is talking about Amar right now.
It just kind of shows, because if anybody knows these two bozos right here, they were the niggas who were always, anytime they used to judge me, they used to try to come across as, nah, we too cool for that. Nah, we're cool.
They downplay them all the time. That's facts.
They were too cool for school. And
well, that was probably a reason, but the big reason was the whole like want and feeling that they were owed way more than probably they were like justified in asking for.
Except in the last, I want to say about like 4 to 5 months, they finally start realizing, hey, maybe sometimes you're not going to look cool. Maybe sometimes you just have to live on your passions or whatever you actually think. Let it all hang out there. And actually, I'm taking some credit for it. And I know Drake taking some credit for them niggas being on the list, because these niggas would have been washed up. And last year they weren't ranked, and this year they are. So again, you know, I hate to give niggas secret sauce when I don't particularly like him, but let's see how these niggas fare after the Drake thing. Because again, I
don't know if I could take too much credit. Like, definitely all credit should go towards like the whole like Kendrick and Drake beef, because anything they were saying was pretty much, you could bet on it going viral, because the takes, you know, were going to be outlandish, and you know he's probably going to sound crazy, or just like the delivery, how he's conveying it was going to sound nuts. So I can definitely attribute like this ranking to how the whole Kendrick and Drake beef and how much people were clicking on them to hear what they were going to say about this. Like, so a new story would break and you would honestly like look for the Mal like clip, because you know OVO Mal was going to wig out and trip, and like Rory was going to stay silent because I don't think he likes to like like confront him.
If you are not passionate about nothing, nobody gives a fuck.
That's
about
facts.
What you're saying. Like, what y'all know with me, y'all have seen me cry, laugh, fall asleep. Y'all have seen extreme emotions from me.
Wasted.
And it's not me doing bullshit. I remember one time I fell asleep to some Tory Lane shit. That's when I got into it with a Rory nigga, and he was like, I'm faking it. No, motherfucker. I'm not getting online to give my opinion to be cool. I don't want to be cool. I just want to be me. There's sometimes
Axe definitely built a huge platform, but like he's still kind of always been on the fringe. You know, he's number one right now, but I don't think a lot of people really do mess with him. Even like a Drake, I feel like he's kind of using him as like a pawn as well.
People who really like me who'll be like, yo, yo, you was on some bozo shit. I don't agree with that take. And I'm like, well, that's really what I think. It's okay. You know, so I always thought these guys were just gonna fizzle away because without a actual opinion or without passion, nobody cares. But somehow the Drake thing lit a passion under them. We'll see. Them being 13, I'm not sure I put them over Bootleg Kev. I would have put them niggas at, I don't even sure I'm putting them over Trap Lord Ross. I'd probably put them niggas like closer to 25. I'm gonna keep it a beam.
Hey man, listen, I said he tried to give them props, okay? Tried.
Now
I think it's different when you go from being the B and
Trap Lord Ross definitely is very, very like, if he were just probably to release a little more, it's because a lot of the content he makes, these documentary style films, they take a lot longer. So if he's dropping like once or twice a month, you know, it's already like a huge task because they do a lot of production for those videos. In a podcast, you could do it a few times a week plus Patreon. So the likelihood of creating more viral moments obviously is going to be higher.
And see mics on the podcast that you do not own to having to be a mics on your own podcast. You have to run the show. You have to be entertaining. You have to make moments that's going to go past your podcast audience. And in Mal's case, during the Drake and Kendrick beef, he knew he had to double down on the trolling. He saw how much people were getting riled up and how much coverage he was getting.
He was getting riled up. He was crying, basically.
So he said, fuck it. If this is gonna make our podcast lit, let's go for it. To me, Rory always had the passion when he was at the Joe Budden podcast.
Is he making, is he messing up like Rory's name just like Ak because he fucks with Ak?
Rory never seemed too cool for school on the podcast. I think that was more so Mal. But with time, these guys have learned how to podcast. Mal has become more animated, which I never thought I'd see. Yeah, some days on the JBP, he used to just come in and just chill, maybe say a couple words. But now Mal has grown into his own. Even Mal's reaction to them being ranked number 13 on Complex's list was very, very animated.
You ready?
Oh, my blood's starting to boil.
Woo!
It looks so stiff, like the reaction. Yeah, he's animated and seems like he's amped up, but it's almost like he's putting on, like, I know I have to be extra. But he's always been the cool guy.
Finally! Some respect! All we ever wanted was respect! We can close up shop now. Thank you, Drake!
You know what?
I knew it!
At least he's giving it up. That's definitely the reason why they're on like 13. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of content they continue making, because if the Drake and Kendrick beef isn't the big story, like, do you still go viral? Who knows? Maybe with the antics that Mal could potentially pull off, maybe. But it's going to be interesting to see without like Drake to talk about.
All that ranting was worth something. Drake, thank you.
Drake put in a good word for you, Mal.
Thank you. Matter of fact, let me hold on. I want like us sucks, man. Where's this record ever?
Let me send Drake this video, man. Hold on. Let me record the screen and send this to Drake and thank him. Finally, yo, fam. Yo, man. Yo, bro. Look, we just came out. We were recording live. Yo, thank you, man. This is only possible because
we dedicated to you
because of Family Matters. Thank you for TaylorMade.
Because of OVO and Drake, period, fam. And you could thank Kendrick too.
Ew, Mal.
Thank you. I'm thanking the homie for number 13.
Please stop.
Cringy.
Thank yourself. Kendrick, you did
we
this.
Need you.
Tell me that's not a whole new person. When would you guys ever see Mal this animated on the Joe Budden podcast?
Never.
It's like Mal did a
Towards the end. That's about it.
complete 180. You guys get in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on.
Yeah, man. Obviously, Akademiks, like, he's going to have to acknowledge the fact that they're on there. And honestly, I don't blame him. Rory and Mal, definitely, I feel like anytime they had a chance, they would try to take a shot at him. And I feel like a lot of that stemmed from, like, all right, the chemistry that Ak and Joe had, especially during like Everyday Struggle, and the fact that there was like rumors and conversations about them possibly doing a show, and who knows what happens to like the format of the JBP. The JBP would probably be done, you know, or at the very least like would fizzle out. Who knows? Because there's only so much you could do in a day and in a week, man. Like doing these type of productions already with somebody, like, especially with how busy some of these people are. Obviously, like Ak is gonna have to like keep the foot on their necks, you know. They really didn't want to see him winning like back then. But you have to acknowledge the fact that, yeah, they were relevant. Like, we see how many, they were relevant. How many viral like clips of Mal did you see? Even if they were like for some clownish, buffoonish behavior. But still, like I said, no news is bad news when they're not talking about you. So even if they're clowning on you, they're still talking about you. They're clicking on clips, you're monetizing all that. So that's cool. But it's gonna be interesting to see like how they like rank next year if they don't have like this to talk about and this to generate and farm for engagement. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What you guys think about Act Flame and Rory and Mal, or Rory and Mal. And yeah, what do you think about the rankings overall? I didn't really see this go as viral as last year, but I'm not sure if last year was the first year. Maybe that's the reason. But who knows? Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. And yeah, definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does your channel wonders. And honestly, thank you guys so much. Like the love you guys show on the videos are honestly like a huge motivating factor in making these videos. So I just want to thank you guys. There's like tons of you. Like the comments are been littered throughout like all the videos, and it's really, really dope. So yeah, I hope you guys loved the video, and I hope to see you guys soon.